Royal Air Force Cranwell, or more simply RAF Cranwell, is a Royal Air Force station in Lincolnshire, England, close to the village of Cranwell, near Slefford. Among other functions, it is home to the Royal Air Force College, which trains the RAF's new officers. RAF Cranwell is currently commanded by Air Commodore C.J. Luck. Origins: the history of military aviation at Cranwell goes back to November 1915, when the Admiralty requisitioned 2,500 acres of land from the Earl of Bristol's estate. And on April 1, 1916, the Royal Naval Air Service training establishment, Cranwell, was officially born. The first commander was Commodore Godfrey M. Payne. As the naval personnel were held on the books of HMS Daedalus, a hulk that was moored on the River Medway, this gave rise to a misconception that Cranwell was first established as HMS Daedalus. With the establishment of the Royal Air Force as an independent service in 1918, the RNAS training establishment became RAF Cranwell. T. E. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, was stationed at RAF Cranwell just after the war, in 1926, where he wrote a revised version of his 7 Pillars of Wisdom. He mentioned the nearby village of Navenby in a letter to a friend at the time, saying, "I'm too shy to go looking for dirt. That's why I can't go off stewing into the Lincoln or Navenby brothels with the fellows. They think it's because I'm superior, proud, or peculiar or posh, as they say, and it's because I wouldn't know what to do, how to carry myself, where to stop. Fear again, fear everywhere." Cranwell became the entry point for all those who wished to become permanent officers in the RAF, and the selection process was extremely stringent. Initially the course took 2 years, but by the 1950s this had expanded to 3. Until 81 entry, arriving in September 1959, all flying training took place at the college. Basic training on Percival Provosts and advanced training on either de Havilland Vampires or Gloucester Meteors. With the arrival of 81 entry, the academic syllabus was improved to allow cadets to gain degrees in humanities, or RAF. To enable this to happen in the 3-year course, only basic training was carried out at Cranwell on the new jet Provosts MKS 3 and 4. Cadets still received their wings on passing out of Cranwell, but went on to advanced flying courses at either RAF Oakington or RAF Valley. In 1962 Whittle Hall was built to support the new syllabus, opened by Sir Frank Whittle. This meant that the old East and West camps, which had been used for lectures, were redeployed for other activities. From 1917 RAF Cranwell was served by its own dedicated railway station on a single-track branch line from Slefford, the train being known as the Cranwell Flyer. The spur line was closed in 1956 and all the track removed. However, the original station building still stands and today remains in use as RAF Cranwell's main guard room. The main building of RAF College Cranwell is noted for its distinctive dome, visible from most of the surrounding roads. The motto Alitum Altrix translates roughly to nurture the winged, and this motto can be found in gold print above the main doors of CHOM. Also on the top of the dome of the mess is a connection to the RNAS past life of the station, that makes Cranwell unique in RAF history and a record holder as well. RAF Cranwell has the furthest lighthouse from the sea in the UK, and the only RAF station to have a permanent lighthouse on its grounds. Jet engine history: Sir Frank Whittle attended RAF Cranwell in the 1920s. It was here that he formulated many of his ideas for the jet engine, and it was at Cranwell on May 15, 1941 that the first flight of the Gloucester E-28/39 took place. When Whittle died in 1996, his ashes were buried in a church at RAF Cranwell. Current functions: Royal Air Force College Cranwell is home to the Royal Air Force College, which trains the RAF's new officers on a 32-week course. It is thus the RAF equivalent of Sandhurst or the Britannia Royal Naval College, and is considered by some to be the spiritual home of the RAF. There are plans for the Recruit Training Squadron at RAF Holton to be relocated to Cranwell under Project Trinkard to commence 2018. RAF Recruitment The station is home to the Officer and Aircrew Selection Centre, where all applicants to the RAF as officers or non-commissioned aircrew, are put through a 4-day rigorous selection process. The OASC is currently commanded by Group Captain Tom McWilliams. The selection process features aptitude testing, medical examinations, interviews, plus a number of challenging individual plus team planning and initiative exercises. It is also home to the Inspectorate of Recruiting the division of the RAF responsible for providing recruiting and outreach services via the network of Armed Forces careers offices around the UK. Around the 1970s the RAF introduced the direct entry scheme, in which a fresh graduate from any university could be admitted into RAF after a short training period at RAF Cranwell. Originally titled the Professionally Qualified and Re-Entrant Course since 1978, the course has been known as the Specialist Entrant and Re-Entrant Course. The course has trained RAF chaplains, officer-ranked nurses joining the PMRAFs from the NHS, officers transferring to the RAF from the Army or Navy, former officers rejoining the RAF and, until 1992, Royal Observer Corps whole-time officers. Most entrants emerged with a rank of flight lieutenant, with chaplains being commissioned as squadron leaders. Headquarters Central Flying School Headquarters CFS has been located at RAF Cranwell since 1995 when it moved from RAF Scampton. Central Flying School is the longest established military flying school in the world and currently trains all RAF QFI flying instructors. Air Training Corps Since the mid-1990s, Cranwell has been home to headquarters, Air Cadets, and the Air Cadet Organization's adult training facility. Sea Cadet Corps Since 2011 the Eastern Area Sea Cadets headquarters have been based on site. Flying Squadrons. Central Flying School, 3 Flying Training School, 45, R, Squadron, multi-engine training for RAF pilots on the Beechcraft King Air, 57, R, Squadron, elementary flying training on the Grob Tutor T1, Defense Elementary Flying Training School, 703 Naval Air Squadron, 674 Squadron Army Air Corps. 6 Flying Training School, East Midlands University Air Squadron. Temporary Units, 5, AC, Squadron, Sentinel 01, 14 Squadron, Shadow 01, 5 Squadron and 14 Squadron relocated to RAF Cranwell from RAF Waddington in September 2014 while the runway at Waddington was resurfaced. They are expected to return to Waddington by the end of 2015. RAF Cranwell also has an administrative role as the overall headquarters for 3 Flying Training School and 115, R, Squadrons and at Cranwell by 57, R, Squadron, and 6 FTS. Number 3 Flying Training School, Number 6 Flying Training School, training navigators and non-commissioned air crew, is also based there. Cranwell is also home to 2 of the RAF bands, namely the Band of the Royal Air Force College and the Band of the Royal Air Force Regiment. See also, RAF Harlexton. References. Citations Bibliography Halpenny, Bruce Barrymore. 1981. Action Stations Volume 2, Wartime Military Airfields of Lincolnshire and the East Midlands ISBN 978-1-85260-405-9. External links, official website, airport information for EGYD at World Aero Data. Data current as of October 2006. Airfields and Aviation Memorials.